How are we doing, everybody? I want to say thank you. Thank you for 100 views on the first video, episode
Let's
1,
go.
Eyes from the Bench. It's only up from here. It really is. Hopefully, you guys can help us out enough so that we can quit our day jobs. But we'll think about that later. You got anything for us, Franco?
Yeah, just thank you for all the support. I hope you guys are enjoying our analysis. And today we actually brought on a special guest, one of our buddies that we've known for a very long time. His brother actually gave me this shirt, so I'm glad to be wearing it with him today. Rodrigo El Pollo Gallo.
You got the
Thank
wrong
you for the
brother, bruh.
shirt. Oh, I know, but this is the older one, Lucas Gallo, and we're very happy to have him on today.
Hello,
Very
it's an absolute
profound speaker.
pleasure. Thank you for having me. Thank you so much. I'm excited to talk ball, man. I want to talk ball. I'm excited, dude. This World Cup's crazy. We gotta talk some crazy stuff.
Yes.
There's some good
Yes.
stuff to cover over this World Cup.
Yeah.
But let's primarily cover those semifinals. Those
Yeah.
semifinals were those are some good matches.
It's
I
pretty
think.
good.
Well, not for the losers at least. I
No,
think what's up?
okay, well, I thought that at least the games itself for the winning teams, yeah, they played a good game. They were good games, but they were definitely not what I expected was gonna happen.
I agree. I think the winning teams definitely had good games, but the losing teams had bad games. Does that make sense?
I honestly think Morocco played the better game than France.
Oh yeah, I totally agree. I think Morocco was the better team, and I've been telling people this every time. I get a million phone calls after the semifinals games. Oh my gosh, did you see Morocco this, Morocco that? They lost like this and that. I always tell them I think Morocco played the better game in my opinion. What did they have, Lucas? Do you have the stats pulled up? They might.
Yeah,
I
I
think
do. I have.
Morocco. I think Morocco had like 60% possession that game.
I'll tell you absolutely right now. Possession 62% compared to France's 38%.
Yeah, it was a
But
big shift.
a little interesting tidbit. France actually had 14 shots compared to Morocco's 13. So out of the 62% possession that France had, Morocco could not, take advantage of that extra
Mhm.
possession. For
Correct.
only France to have 38% possession with 14 shots, that is ridiculous.
Well, I think that goes back to if you look at how Morocco played the World Cup, uh, they played very defensive, and I think they had one of the best. Well, until the Argentina game on against Croatia, I think that Morocco had the best defense in the World Cup because not only was it like well formed and they knew what they were doing, even though the opposing teams would still have all these shots on target. Morocco was on top of playing defense well. They were like sacrificing everything,
Of
sacrificing their
course.
bodies, everything to stop it.
Well, it even got so much to a point where that defender he threw his body so hard that Griezmann got past him, and that's how the first goal got in. And
Yep.
I knew it. Whoever scores the first goal in a semifinal, they're taking that goal. And the game shifted so much so that France was playing so much defense that you hadn't seen them playing before, and you could tell that they were struggling to keep Morocco down.
Mhm.
But Morocco at the same time, I don't think they're so used to playing so much on the ball. I
Yeah.
think they were doing too much at some times, and that's why some of those opportunities they never went in the net. And as far as defense goes, Mbappe was covered, swarmed in Moroccan defenders, and he drew four defenders away from everybody else out of the box, and that's how you got those other men free at that last goal at the very end.
But I think that Morocco did that better than England did that,
Yeah.
in my opinion. Um, Especially because Morocco had 62% possession. If you showed me the statistics, and didn't show me that final score, I would have told you that my money would have been on Morocco had won that game.
Yeah.
I don't know. You can disagree with me at any point, but I've watched a lot of soccer in my time, and 62% possession is a lot. That's a lot of possession. I
I
think
think it just came down. Yeah.
they're just unfortunate that they didn't put the ball in the net, and France was just more clinical, obviously. Um, but unfortunate, very unfortunate for the Moroccans.
Yeah, it just came down to quality. Not even quality. There's some great players on there. Some there. Have you ever seen that commercial of Pulisic, the whole Volkswagen commercial where they're
Pressure,
like, "Oh,
pressure, pressure,
pressure,
pressure.
pressure, pressure makes diamonds."
Yep.
First of all, that commercial aged well.
For so well, right?
But some of these players, they got the pressure on them. Buffal, I had never really heard of this guy before. And even El Nasiri, the guy that scored the header against Portugal, he went up there. And even in this last third match game, he went up there last minute, almost put one in the net. So I'm excited to see what they can do either in the African Cup nations or, in the following World Cup.
Well, I do believe that sadly their downfall was their change in tactics, their change in formations. Since the group of 16, Morocco played usually four at the back, and even against England, I believe they played a four in the back, and they played France, and they reverted to a five in the back.
Did they really? I thought they
Yeah.
was that halfway through the game, or did they start
Uh,
like that?
they started 5-4-1.
Wow, I thought that they started at 4-4-1-1, which is because you know how they do the splash screen with the formation.
Yeah,
I could
yeah.
have sworn I remembered 4-4-1-1, and I thought that was even defensive.
Well, don't forget there was a crazy thing at the beginning of the match where, as a matter of fact, Andres Cantor, the Telemundo broadcaster or announcer, he
Oh, yeah.
even pointed it out at the time that before the match, teams are supposed to execute their team sheets. They're supposed to let the public know what's going on. And when Morocco hit the field, the team sheet wasn't the same. It was changed. Players were moved into different positions, and there were actually substitutions caused before the match. And
Oh,
then
that's right. They used all their substitutions in the first half.
correct.
Yes. They ran out. I remember that.
I see.
Was that a decision made by the players, you think, going onto the field, or was that?
I think it was a little bit of both. I know that I believe Seiss, excuse me if I butcher his name, Seiss within the first 10 minutes he was requesting to leave the match because he simply could not walk, and
Yeah.
he also said, I'm not capable of marking these players. Put a
Mhm.
player who's faster on, get somebody on the pitch who can catch up to these guys. He willingly took one for the team, and he said, "Look, I cannot perform my best. Please put somebody else on the field."
Yeah. It's like football, last quarter, go down. We need you to go down. And he took that at the very beginning. And my question is for you guys, do you think in any other day Morocco could have beaten France on another
Well,
game?
if you take into if you start thinking about what Lucas here brought up with the formation change and the tactics change and all the drama right before the match, with how well Morocco played on attack, I think maybe. I don't think it's one of those things where it's like, oh, the referee, oh, this, like they would have for sure won. I think maybe, maybe.
Yeah.
You know what? Maybe. However, um, I do think that Morocco definitely put their country on the international soccer map.
That's for sure.
I
That's for
think
100.
sure.
I think that they put I think that they put their country on the international soccer map. And even though they lost 2-0 to France, if you look at the goals that they gave up to France, it wasn't just
Yeah.
complete it wasn't complete breakdowns in the defense. It wasn't complete like silly mistakes. It was these tiny little errors that they made. These small little errors that they made that caused those two goals to go in. I mean, the first goal enough was already so close. If you run that back 9 times out of 10, that's not a goal. That
Mhm.
first one with that angle and the
Oh,
ball
wait.
going across the box like that. Nine times
With
out of
Hernandez?
10, sorry.
With Hernandez?
Yeah, 9 times out
Yeah.
of 10, with how many? I mean, yes, Hernandez was wide open, but with how many bounces the ball took and stuff, I don't think that ball goes in. But very unfortunate for Morocco. I think it was just a very unfortunate game. They couldn't
Yeah.
have played it better.
Yeah.
Their only downfall was unfortunate events in the game, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
I
Yeah.
don't I don't think Morocco would have won today, yesterday, a week from now, a month in the past. I really don't think that they would have been able to get through France. I mean, even just talking, the new Barcelona superstar Jules Koundé performed his heart out against Morocco
He
that
had
game.
that one big block against
Dude,
them
On the line,
I don't know
right?
on the
I don't know what
line.
it is about him. There's some like weird connection between him, Upamecano, Theo Hernandez, these like fresh players, dude. That man, they put their heart and soul into ball. It is insane, these kids.
To
And
second that, I have noticed, I think there is sort of a catering to the French national team that isn't catered towards the League One. It like if you look at it as far as, how good the leagues are right now, Premier League is at the top. I wouldn't have thought that France would have beat England just based off of the leagues that they have and the teams that they have and the intensity of those games. You don't see that in League One. And I think that they have been forming this French team along the years to get the best sort of players that they can with the best sort of chemistry that they can. And yeah, that's with every national team, but with the French team specifically, they didn't have Pogba, they didn't have Kante, they didn't have anybody, you know?
Benzema,
So,
Ballon d'Or winner. I mean,
Yeah, he
we'll
was
see
injured right
now.
before. I mean,
He
look,
might get called up.
he he would be that would be an issue. That would be I would be a little bit upset about that, not because I'm half Argentinian and I want Argentina to win, not because of petty stuff like that, but he was ruled out for the tournament. He didn't show up to Qatar, I believe, or did no, he got injured in Qatar is what it was. He got ruled
Mhm.
out for the tournament, and they moved forward without him. I think it would be detrimental to France if they all of a sudden slap Benzema in.
Yeah.
All respect to Benzema. All respect
yeah,
to Benzema. Nothing against him. But with the way that this France team has been rolling through the World Cup, remember we were just talking about Morocco switching up their tactics last moment?
yeah,
Mhm.
Argentina isn't a dark horse team. Argentina is not this team that came out of nowhere. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So if you do that against Argentina, you switch up all your attacking tactics, the stuff you need to win the game, it could be detrimental. Maybe as a substitute later in the match if they need a goal or if it's coming up to penalties or they need fresh legs, I would understand. But
Yeah.
I just don't think, out of all respect to Benzema, I think that he's got to sit back on this one, let the manager make the call. If the
And I
manager
think
starts him, whatever. But he with the injury, he hasn't been training. It's not like, oh, he's injured, so he's not playing. He's also not training either.
yeah.
And you're gonna ask him to step up onto the World Cup final stage with maybe 2 days of practice under his belt. So I don't know.
I think Giroud has proved himself worthy to be the big
I
man.
think Giroud has
Giroud
definitely.
has self-worthy since that Arsenal scorpion kick back
Yeah.
heel goal.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
was gonna bring up
That's
too.
the first goal I always think of. Always.
Giroud's criminally underrated. He's
Yes.
criminally underrated. But I
And
mean,
there's some yeah.
to be fair, if it's a Ballon d'Or decision between Giroud and Benzema, who are you picking?
Yeah, Benzema.
Okay,
Well,
correct.
statistically,
Yes,
Benzema.
But
yes.
there's some
But
players that just perform better.
Giroud has definitely has earned his place. Like he has earned respect as the starting striker for France. If Benzema's injured,
Mhm.
does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
If Benzema's injured, let's. I'm gonna pretend I'm French. God forbid. But if Benzema's injured, I am perfectly happy with Giroud starting. Perfectly happy with it.
No.
What
And
about
he's a
Griezmann?
Milan guy, so that's all right with me.
Uh,
What about
And
Griezmann?
Theo Hernandez. Theo and Giroud, both of them, getting on the score sheet.
What's up, Lucas?
Interesting. What about Griezmann at center forward?
I think Griezmann's doing an amazing job, but
Would you prefer to start if you had the option, Benzema, Giroud, Griezmann, and you only have one center forward because you know that Mbappe is going to be playing left wing and Dembele is going to be playing right wing? Who are you picking? And considering that Griezmann was kind of in form for Atletico for a while
Yeah.
before the
he's
World Cup started.
I don't think I've seen him deliver a poor pass either, especially at that center forward position. That's a good question, but I think with the skill that Benzema has and how clinical he is at in this stage, in the World Cup stage, not even in the final, because we're assuming that this is back at the beginning and Benzema's healthy. I still put Benzema at that starting role. I take Benzema out if we're beating somebody 6-0,
Oh yeah, you don't want to hurt the guy.
but and it's not that these guys are bad options to go with either. This is the thing about France. They're deep. They have a deep roster. So starting Benzema has nothing against Giroud or Griezmann. Nothing against it. He's just better. He's just better. Not that these other two players are bad, but I put Benzema first.
I mean, like, I think Griezmann. Well, they have two different playing styles. Griezmann, the way that he plays off of the ball, the first goal was pretty much he got received a pass and he saw the defenders taking in a dive and he said, "You know what? I'm going to take a step back and let him do this and I'm going to play off of him." Benzema is more of the target man sort of deal. So I think
Uh-huh.
they already have their target man. Mbappe is their target man and Mbappe can even put the ball wherever he wants. So I think if they were to throw in Benzema at this late stage, it would shake the waters up and
I
I don't
don't.
know.
It depends. If you move him up to that striker role instead of that center forward where you're expected to pass it out, expected to
Yeah.
support the wings, then maybe Griezmann. But if you throw Benzema in there, I'm confident that you're playing a striker first of all, because
Mhm.
I mean, who's the starting right wing?
Dembele.
It's
Dembele.
Dembele, right? He's the starter. Man, that's such a lethal front three. That's such a
Yep.
lethal front three. I mean,
Well,
to be
I
to
hate to
be
interject.
fair, Mbappe doesn't pass the ball for
Yeah.
Benzema to finish it. But still, what's up, Lucas?
They started the Morocco game 4-2-3-1. They had Dembele right wing, Griezmann cam center forward, Mbappe left wing with Giroud striker. They had those four up front the entire match.
I think
Actually, I believe Dembele was substituted out. Um, do I have the minute? I don't have the exact minute here, but he was substituted out at one point.
that with that formation, you definitely put Griezmann over Giroud. But then, do you put Giroud over Benzema at the striker position?
No.
I say tomorrow you do. I say tomorrow you do.
Mhm.
But if we went back to the beginning and Benzema showed up,
Started, you
if
would keep it.
yeah, if Benzema decided he was gonna show up late to practice and then he didn't get injured, then Giroud, I'm sorry, you're gonna be a super sub.
I
Mhm.
I I agree.
Yeah.
The 45 pace just doesn't do it for me. I don't know. I don't know. But still, no, Giroud, all respect to Giroud. He's a freak of nature. I don't think the guy has aged since the first time I've heard his name.
Fine wine. Fine
He's
wine.
looked the same. So and he's only gotten better. Yeah.
Well,
What do we think about
let's segue. Yeah.
what do we think about the Argentina running through Croatia? I just want to say before we start talking about how well Argentina played and all that, Croatia held their heads high after that game and they didn't give up down 3-0 with 2 minutes left.
Oh
And
yeah,
Yeah.
they really put heart, man.
respect to
They won.
Croatia. Respect to Croatia. To go from a World Cup final and then to make it to the semifinal, respect.
And then to get third place now today.
Hmm.
They really did.
Yep.
But
Respect to Croatia, definitely.
the question that I have for the two of you is this Messi's Argentina or is this a strong Argentinian team?
This is Lionel Scaloni's Argentina. That's what it is.
Mm.
It is not Lionel Messi's. It is Lionel Scaloni's.
And to piggyback off of that, Lionel Scaloni's Argentina just happens to all the other 10 guys happen to be playing for Messi. They want him to hold the trophy. Like
Yeah.
Messi's a good team player and we discussed this in episode 2. We
Yeah.
discussed this in episode 2 the difference between his team play and Ronaldo's. And Messi, I'm sure, wants to win it for his country more than he wants to win it for his career. But
Of course.
you can't get around the fact that when you watch his teammates play and when you watch them celebrate, they're doing it for Messi.
Well, if you hear the song and Argentina nací,
Uh
they
huh.
literally are singing. If you saw the videos in the locker room, they're all singing
They
in
put his
tierra
name.
de Diego Lionel. Like they're singing to him, and
Yes,
it's evident.
yes, they want him to have it so bad. But I think that's a very nice touch of Scaloni's Argentina, that they have more to play for than themselves holding the trophy because they understand they will also be immortalized as the Argentinian team that won Messi's
World
World
Cup.
Cup.
Mhm.
Correct.
It's not just Messi winning the World Cup, and
It's not.
yes, if he wins it, he gets the first of all he gets the trophy. I want Argentina, the country of Argentina, to display the trophy in his house. Messi decides where to put the damn trophy, and he gets the man of the match, the man of the tournament, the Golden Ball.
Yeah, Golden Boot.
I don't think there's any argument. I don't know how there would be any argument how Messi doesn't get it. Not because he's Messi, but man, have you seen the way he's been tearing it up? Messi was playing FIFA against Croatia. He wasn't even playing soccer. He was playing FIFA, dude.
Yeah.
Gabriel is a world-class center back. Genuinely a
Mhm.
world back, and Messi
Everybody
turned
wants to sign
it
him
out
now.
like my laundry, dude. Like my laundry.
Mhm. He put him in the spin cycle.
You ever see that meme of the gazelle that's getting close to the water, and then he sees the lion start running at him, and he just takes one step, and he goes
Yes.
the other way?
Yes.
That's what it was, man.
Messi dancing back and forth around the ball.
It's players like Alvarez that are in that position. Alvarez is smart. He's a smart number 9. Like, I don't know what lessons or Scaloni has taught him, or the way that he's been playing all of his life, but he's always in the right spot at the right time. He plays very similar to Messi. Messi has a lot of tap-in goals like that.
And to be
I wish,
fair,
I wish my father was here. He would tell you all of Julian Alvarez's history. That man has watched Julian Alvarez play since his River Plate days, and
Mhm.
he has always played like that. He is he's a leech, dude. He's a blood leech.
he
Yeah,
just he
Wherever
just
the ball is,
waits. He
he will find him.
lingers. He
yeah,
lingers.
he lingers.
To add to that, what you were saying about Messi dancing around and Alvarez waiting. To be fair, Croatia didn't do what England and Morocco was doing to Mbappe when Messi had the ball. Yes, they closed
Yeah,
him. They closed in, but it wasn't so. It wasn't to the point where a ton of other players were wide open. And that specific play, if you watch it back, as soon as Messi goes back towards the touchline and he
mhm,
cuts in and Messi takes maybe 0.2 seconds looking up and then back down.
yeah.
He's dribbling around the center back and then he looks up for 0.2 seconds, sees Alvarez, puts himself in position and passes it to Alvarez. Croatia wasn't swarming Messi and they still got away with tap in goals like that.
Well, bro, it's Messi on the ball. It's
Well,
Messi on the ball.
yes, he did do the work, but he only did 50% of it. The other 50% relies on the number 9,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, I
That's why
completely agree.
If he's not there to tap it in.
No, but
Lautaro
I'm just
Martinez
talking
has been
about
starting because there's no good chemistry between him and Messi,
and
right? He doesn't.
Lautaro is also used to all the floodlights being on him at Inter. He's that guy at Inter,
Yeah.
and he's not that guy for Argentina right now, coming into the
Yeah.
tournament, and he just hasn't been clinical. But the point I was trying to make was that even though Croatia wasn't giving up all these players to go, stop Messi, they were still able to get open in a manner to get a tap in goal from Alvarez. I didn't see much. Of many mistakes from Croatia on that specific play defensively. It was just a
Yeah,
mix
they
of good
shut. They
positioning
tried to shut him down.
and Messi just put the ball where it had to be.
A little bit of magic, dude. That's all you need.
However it had to happen.
Oh no, I mean, like,
Whatever had to lead up to it. What if Messi had to spin around the ball 32 times? He still did it. He still got it to where it needed to be at
but
the end of the play.
it was able to get there because of his ability to draw defenders away from the box.
Yeah.
That's how he does it. He just drew it. He got one, and then he got the attention of 2 others. And Alvarez, there's no close contact or any close defense that's on him. He's able to just put a foot to it. And
There was
yeah,
also
one,
not going to be an offsides. Messi was 6 inches away from
yeah,
from the
he
from the
had
out of
to roll
bounds.
up.
Like there was no way it was going to be offsides. He just had
Yeah.
to
You know,
find the man.
we are only talking about his tap-in goal, but I think it is worth the mention that run he did from inside, that Julian Alvarez did from inside of their own half
Mhm.
And then
to,
who was
to
it that cut across the goal? Who was it that cut across
DePaul.
the goal? DePaul.
Yeah,
The
dude,
ball.
that goal would have not happened if it wasn't for DePaul's run.
Yeah, I
100%.
completely. And I saw it playing out.
But didn't Paul leave it alone because he knew he was offside, or somebody left it alone because they knew they were offside and they kept it going, or something like that?
It was DePaul. Croatia was there was 2 defenders, like straight, like right in front of each other, parallel to the goal, right? And Alvarez is running towards the ball, and because DePaul is going this way, he's going across that back defender. Just has to change his position slightly. Yep,
Yeah.
he has to change his position slightly. But here's the thing: I saw it. I'm gonna sound like that guy. I saw DePaul making the run, and I was like, Alvarez is there's people are gonna think, oh, Alvarez passed the ball. No,
No.
I saw DePaul running across, and there was just something about that, like some type of chemistry where Alvarez and DePaul both knew that DePaul was not getting the ball.
No. Yeah.
He was not getting the ball, but it was a very smart run. I mean, it looked sloppy. It looked a little bit sloppy, to be fair. It was, I can't remember exactly who it bounced. Was Modric the last touch before the goalie?
Ooh, I'm not too
It
sure.
might
I
have.
could
I
tell
believe it
you.
might have been Modric, that second defender right before the goalie. But
I'll tell you right now.
I will admit the run was fantastic. But can we admit that the ball bouncing around off of 3 legs was a little bit fortunate?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, please. All right, good.
Yeah, I can. I can.
It bounced off of the first defender's legs back into Alvarez, and then the
See,
second defender tried to clear it. He swung
mm,
at it like he was trying to clear it. He barely
Mhm.
missed it, bounced off of Alvarez again, and then Alvarez just had to push it past the goal. Lucas, if you saw that on FIFA, you'd rage quit.
oh,
Yeah.
100. Yeah,
It
dude.
was one of
So the
those.
Xbox Elite controller through my window.
Yeah, exactly. Like, come on, we have to
Easy.
admit that that was a little bit fortunate, but I will give credit where credit's due. And you know who started all that? You know who started the whole run?
Oh, who else? Who else? Put
Who
around.
else, bro? Yeah.
Lionel just
I
tapped the
mean,
ball like that. I mean, he got taken out. Lionel got freaking tackled, but I mean, he started it. So
do you
great run by Alvarez, great run by DePaul. A little bit fortunate before the goal, but finish is a finish, goal's a goal.
That was Julian Alvarez's second attempt, by the way. He did the exact same run when they conceded the penalty.
Do you guys think that was a penalty?
100%.
Do you really think so?
Yes.
I was kind of on the fence about it because, like where's the line? I understand if a foul is committed in the box and the ball is still in play. But if both the goalie and the attacker are both eyes on the ball, you know, who's to say that Alvarez switched the roles around? Alvarez runs into Livakovic and, it's a foul on him. But no, since it's in the box, it's a
They,
penalty.
the reason they wanted to they called it a penalty is because they decided that after he touched the
Yeah, he
ball,
still had a goal scoring
he still
opportunity.
had the goal scoring opportunity had the goalie not
But there was
completely.
still a Croatian defender on the line. He had gotten the ball right after.
It was still a goal scoring
It
opportunity.
was the goalkeeper's decision to leave the line. Correct. The goalkeeper, he was supposed to stay on the line. They're meant to stay on the line. It was his decision to leave his box, go
Mm.
into the 18-yard box, make a tackle that completely stopped movement of play. It wasn't
It
that,
wasn't a little bump, you know what I mean?
yeah, if the goalkeeper hit Julian Alvarez and Julian Alvarez would have rolled and the ball moved more towards midfield, it would have been fine. But since it was a complete stop of play,
Yeah,
I believe that's why it was called a penalty.
yeah.
I think it was a
Uh,
sloppy move by the goalie. I'll be honest with you, because if you
100%.
it was.
if you look at it, listen. I know
It was,
that's
just, it was a little bit unlucky. It was unlucky.
I know that slow mo changes everything, but
It does.
if you look at it, if you watch the replay in slow mo, it almost looks like he's not even going for the ball. Like the way he opens up his arms and his body, he just runs into the striker.
He just wanted to stop
I
the
sort of
movement.
Yeah,
think the ball was gonna sort of be in front of Alvarez, and he didn't expect the ball to be above his head. So it was already too late for him to be up
and I'll
here, and
take
he was
that because
down here.
I won't believe that the Croatian goalie Livakovic is his name, right?
Yeah.
I can't believe that he would make such a silly mistake like that, or purposely try to give up a penalty, or purposely try to injure the strike. You know what I mean? Because it was kind of rough. I can't imagine that he did that on purpose. I could go with you. I could believe what you're saying, Franco, but
Yeah.
whether it's a penalty or not, I mean, you you got to give those. Because if you don't give those, then where do you draw the line when goalies are actually, taking out players on their way to the box? You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Without touching the ball at all. So
Hmm. Hmm.
I believe a tackle from a goalkeeper should be looked at more harshly than a tackle from a defender.
Yeah.
yeah, I think you need to look at where the ball is, how long the goalie had to think about where the ball is. You know what I mean? Because if you see the ball coming in, like for example on a corner, if you see a ball coming in to the box from the corner, right? You have a moment or two to decide if you're gonna go for the ball or not. If the goalie looks at the ball and decides it's too far, but he's gonna run out there and just knock somebody over when there's a pretty good distance between the ball and the goalie's hands, I think something like that needs to be a penalty. It's just not looked at enough because you want to protect the goalie. Because the goalie is that one position that you usually want to put the best one you have in. Like sometimes there's other positions where this person's in form, so we'll start him. This person's in form, so we'll start him. No, goalie is usually like the same player
Yeah.
until his contract
Yeah.
ends.
Yeah.
Whether you're
So
in form or not, you play.
exactly. So I think that there needs to be less protection on the goalie, and I mean it was a good call in my opinion, because if you don't call that, then what do you call? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I thought it was unlucky for Croatia. Like that was the downward spiral that they created after
It
that.
was it was a really bang bang moment, if that makes
Yeah.
sense. It was really like, not only did Argentina have a solid attack, but they had that the crazy counterattack, then turned into a penalty, then turned into a goal.
Yeah. It
And
was
Croatia
just it was
crumbled
the
after
knock
that.
effect.
Yeah,
They
they did,
crumbled.
because
They didn't know what they couldn't recover.
they scored, because Alvarez scored not too shortly afterwards.
For the next 15 minutes after that penalty, they were genuinely all over the place.
Hmm. They were scrambled.
They it looked it because Argentina could have scored 5 goals that game.
Yes,
Argentina
they
could have scored
honestly
5.
easily they could have.
They could have scored 5. And they
I would
kept
I would
going. They kept going because they knew with how much time was left, and they were up 3-0.
Mhm.
They weren't up 3-1, they weren't up 3-2. They were up 3-0. They kept attacking when they got the ball back, which I
There
think,
was no staying in your first third. There was no ball hogging. Only towards the last few seconds of the match,
yeah,
really.
Yeah.
but honestly,
They kept on attacking.
when this
Forward run.
when the score's that different, there's gonna be a little bit of that type of stuff towards the end of the match. So
I would like to, since we did start with this topic with Morocco versus France, I think it would also be good to bring it up this match, considering that they are different. If we look at the statistics, considering possession,
are you talking about Argentina Croatia?
yeah,
All right.
Mm.
Croatia held 61% of the ball, and Argentina only held 39.
So
Mm.
I will say, um, having watched the game, because this is where stats and watching the game, you'll be very confused. Having watched the game, Argentina was just, the reason they didn't have as much possession is because they were taking the ball and they were trying to make attacking plays, and
I think
they were being aggressive with their attacking plays, and then Croatia would step in. I mean, in this sport, not every single attacking play is a goal, and that's why people find the sport boring. But just Argentina was so clinical. Argentina was so clinical, and that's what Morocco lacked. Morocco lacked the ability to put the ball into the net, because France just formed a concrete wall on the line when it came down to it. Um,
I think at times even like Netherlands does a great job of this. And I think it's kind of ironic that Van Gaal says that Argentina plays the same way and all these things. I think Argentina wanted Croatia to have the ball. I think they really didn't really care if Croatia had the ball because they knew that their line of defense and their structure wasn't going to get broken. And once that they were getting tired out and you keep having the ball and you keep having the ball, yeah, your strikers are already waiting.
I mean,
They're
they
already
were
waiting.
the way
All of their goals were counters. All of them were
I can agree
counters.
with you. I was just about to say every single Argentina goal was off of a counter. It was clinical. It was sharp. They sat
That's how
back, and
Italy.
it was like this. Like as soon as, like, on, especially on that second goal, as soon as Messi tapped that ball forward to Alvarez, the
Oh,
play was
they
already.
all knew their job.
You know what I mean? Like they were just so clinical, so attacking, and like, yeah, Croatia passed the ball, but Croatia passed the ball around a lot in midfield.
Yeah,
They didn't make a lot of
Argentina
passes.
can run with it.
They didn't make a lot of passes in the final third. So Croatia can
Oh,
keep the ball all day, but as soon as Argentina gets the ball,
exactly.
you have to be on fire
And
watch.
where do you think Argentina is going to win the ball, especially if Argentina keeps keeping or Croatia keeps the ball only in their center half of the
Yeah,
field?
in the
That's where they're going to
midfield,
win
and
it.
that's where all
If the
those
ball's going to
counterattacks
get
came.
fumbled, once you win the ball in midfield, that's where the attack starts, or that's where the counter happens. And even on a corner or a set piece in the back, if they have the ball, that's how they're going to win it. And that's how Netherlands, they played a lot of, that's how they played against the United States. That's how Italy plays. That's how a lot of these teams play, you know,
On the
uh,
counter, which
on the counter.
I don't necessarily like, just
But
because
it's smart.
it's very stressful to watch as a
It
fan.
is stressful to
It's
watch. As an
stressful to
Italian
watch
fan, we've been watching that forever, and that
because
did not work.
you're watching the opponent pepper your goal, and you're
Yeah.
waiting, and then you might only have 5 total chances in
But then
90
again,
minutes.
Then again, to be fair, Emilio Martinez, I think that game, at the end of the game, he had only 4 saves the entire game. No,
I think
he's
he had
only had
less.
like 5 saves the entire tournament.
I think he had less. I think he had less than that, Franco, in that
Less
match.
than that?
I think I remember hearing the commentator say at like the 80th minute, oh, and he has his first save of the match.
Yeah, something like that. Like,
I mean, you really have to give credit to Romero, Otamendi, Acuna, and Tagliafico.
yeah,
That's what
they're
I
I'm saying.
really.
mean,
Otamendi's aging
and
like
Molina.
fine wine
Sorry,
as
I did
well.
not forget about Molina.
Otamendi's aging like fine wine as well.
They are the best back four. With the exception of Tagliafico, in my opinion, I prefer Acuna. They are the best back four in the world right now.
Oh,
Better
big
than
statement.
better than Varane, better than Upamecano, better than Theo Hernandez.
I think
And
Oh,
they are
you're saying
I
Still
think
in
they are performing better. I think they
yeah.
are performing better.
Individually, I think I put Varane over
I
Otamendi.
think I take France's listen very carefully. They are definitely performing better. I think they are the best defense in the World Cup because they went 3-0 against Morocco in a semifinal match. But if we're going to talk about stats and this and that on paper and this and that, I take France's individual defenders over Argentina's, but I take Argentinian defense over French defense. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
yes,
Okay.
you prefer Manchester United Varane over French Varane
For
when
sure.
speaking of. Okay.
For sure.
Well, actually, I don't prefer any Manchester United anything.
Listen, I don't
Yeah,
even watch the freaking
neither
Premier
do I.
League. I mean, good league, but I don't watch the French league either, so
That's the Farmers
I
League.
can already tell you who's gonna win. By the way, so.
For what?
Yeah, PSG is gonna win.
Oh,
Yeah.
no way, bro. Are you serious,
PSG is the winner of this World Cup.
dude?
That's
What about the Bundesliga?
Oh man, I don't know. That's a
Uh,
tight one, bro. That's a close one, bro.
I
That
heard it
one's.
was gonna be Bayern.
That's a. Who told you, dude?
I think sorry, I think what is it? FC Berlin is gonna win
Oh,
the Bundesliga.
nice. Yeah, Eintracht Frankfurt. That one.
Uh-huh.
No, FC
Hamburg.
Berlin.
Are you being
That's
serious?
Oh, you're being
Jordan.
legit.
Oh no,
Yeah,
you're talking
that's
about the team. Yeah. Okay.
coached for.
Mm. Well, before we delve
In
into
Berlin.
before we delve into league play. Wait, what happened, Lucas?
We're first in the table for like 2 months.
Really? See, I don't. You can tell I don't keep up with the Bundesliga. But yeah, before we delve into the leagues, we'll save that for another day, because I have a lot of opinions on that. But today, I want to ask you, Lucas, truly in the deepest of your heart of hearts, toss everything you grew up with, toss it away for 30 seconds. In your heart of hearts, right? Who do you think wins tomorrow?
Argentina.
Franco?
Yeah, I'll go Argentina as well.
When
Oh man,
when I brought up heart of hearts, and I'm telling you guys, like, no bias, no nothing, I have a sneaking suspicion that France is gonna just
I think the
it's not gonna
fate,
be easy for any team. It's not gonna be for any team. Easy for any
I
team.
agree.
but I think the fate this year is just too strong, and Argentina's playing for such, like, France already won, right? France already won. There's already a different mindset going into it. These players, they've been there, they've won it, they know what it's about. Argentina, this is fate for them,
So
sort of deal.
so I
And I think they're gonna be much more aggressive, and that might even hurt them a little bit.
that's yeah. Mhm.
But I do think this is how I think the game will go, that Argentina will keep the ball the entire time. France is going to be struggling. They're going to be throwing in the ball in the box almost 100% of the times, and France is going to have to rely on their counterattacks, most definitely. But if Argentina can uh, close down and, make successful chances, like legit chances, and what is it, complete them, I guess. That's the word. I don't know. That's gonna be the
Convert them.
first goal is gonna win the game.
I think there's
I'm
only
calling
going
it right now. 1-0. Angel Di Maria, 79th minute.
I think there's
Yep.
only going to be one goal the entire game. So
It might
it
be.
won't even be first goal wins it.
No, that's gonna be
I
game.
think I think the one goal wins it, because whichever team, especially at whatever time, Both of these teams can just sit back after one goal. Both of these teams can take one goal and sit on that for the whole game and actually win the game. If either of those teams get one goal, I would feel confident in saying, yeah, that team's winning the game.
I'm saying 2-1 Argentina. Alvarez and I don't think Messi might get it. I don't know. I'm not sure if Messi will get a goal just because I think he's going to be playing the pass maker role.
He's gonna be assisting a goal.
He's going to be the strongest number 10 on the field that day. He's going to be assisting. He knows his job. He knows what he's going to do and I think he trusts Fernandez and Alvarez to make these goals, to make the shots, even Di Maria.
Listen,
So,
I I think that the storyline is too fairy tale. Does that make sense?
I mean, yeah, but that's how they all start.
It's too much of a fairy tale. Like, I
Leicester
wish.
City won. Leicester City won their first time in the Premier
Well,
League.
that's
That's
different.
how they all
That's
start.
different because that's like overtime and stuff. What I'm saying is that I don't want Argentina, because of how Argentina's thinking about it and how France is thinking about it, how the world is thinking about it. It's almost too much of a fairy tale dream come true for Messi to win tomorrow, and they need to be able to take care of business first. They can't they can't rely on passion as much as actual execution. Because I don't care how hard you believe. I don't care how hard you believe you can beat France. Unless you put in the work to beat France, you're not going to beat France. Unless it goes to penalties, but even then, with that mindset, France is going to score in 90. I think that you need to throw away. I think that Messi needs to, which he probably has. I promise you, he hasn't looked at his phone since the tournament started.
What are you talking about, bro? He just posted a picture yesterday.
Oh, well, I think that he needs to put the fucking phone away. I think the entire team needs to put the phone away and stop looking at these TikToks and this fairy tale Instagram stuff and these edits and all that. You need to show up tomorrow. You need
And
to
play your
show up
best game.
tomorrow and
Be better.
be professional and be better. I don't listen, do not get all passionate. Don't be throwing yourself on the ground. Don't start crying about calls and stuff like that. Like, play the game. If this Argentinian team plays the game, they will beat France. But if they're not in it, France isn't playing for half as much as Argentina is. France already won the thing 4 years ago, and they basically have the same team.
Pretty much.
And this French team is going to be to more World Cup finals in the future. Mbappe is only 23 years old.
And for France, I think when they play, there's just a sense of like elegance and a sort of cool and calm collectiveness that when France plays, it's different when Argentina plays. Argentina, they start from the back and, they sort of have this aggressive forward momentum that builds up through different chances. And I think France, they're able to get those chances going with just ease. So they have to really close down and be better than the person in front of them. They do.
I think in my heart of hearts, France could beat Argentina, but I also believe, all biases aside, that if Argentina plays a complete game tomorrow, they beat France. If Argentina plays a complete game tomorrow, they beat France, and it's not going to go to penalties.
If it does, I think Argentina wins, though.
No.
No,
How are you gonna
no.
call it? I can't ask you to call a penalty shootout, dude. I'm not gonna ask you that.
I think Martinez is just better than Lloris at this point.
Yeah, but it's not even about the goalie being
But
better.
I don't know about the players, man.
You don't know about what?
They're not as experienced.
You don't know about what, Lucas?
The players. I mean, Messi has been known to choke these penalties, man.
Yeah, that's true.
These heavy, dense pressure moments, he does seem to crumble a little bit. So, penalties, it's the same thing as who was? Oh, I believe it was Morocco, Spain, where they went to penalties.
Yeah, and Spain missed the first 3 penalties.
Yes, correct. Right. The commentators that were saying, man, if it goes to penalties, Spain will lose this. Spain will lose this, and I think it's the same thing with Argentina. Argentina simply, they don't have that touch when it comes to penalties. Their history behind it has not been good.
And
compared to France.
Like I said, coming into tomorrow, Argentina is gonna have a lot more of this passion and emotion than France is going to have, and in a penalty shootout, that will mess you up. You'll miss the target completely when that comes into play. In the World Cup final as well,
The pressure's on.
France is
Yeah.
France is listen, I'm sure that this is huge for the French players and no disrespect to France. Like it's not like it's any less important if France any less big if France wins. If France wins it, they have 2 World Cups in a row. That's massive. But it's not
They'd be
it's,
the first country. They're the first team in the history.
no,
No,
Brazil
Italy.
and it. Hey, wait,
Italy.
wait, wait, whoa, whoa, whoa,
Yeah,
wait, whoa,
yeah,
wait,
yeah.
hey,
Sorry,
what's the
look, I
big
read a wrong
idea?
stat, man. My bad.
No, Brazil did it, and then Italy did it. But
No, Italy did it first. Let's get one thing straight.
oh, the Italy did it in 34 and 38. Brazil did
Yeah,
it in 58 and 62, I believe.
yeah, yeah.
But still, the first team since then. In
Yeah.
how
Yeah.
many years is that? 60 years, more or less.
More or less.
The first team since then. That's still huge. Listen, that's still huge. If France wins the World Cup, that's still really super impressive. I mean,
And your striker is only 23 years old, and he won his first one at 18.
he's gonna be a problem, dude. He's gonna continue to be a problem for the rest of his career.
He is
Yeah.
a problem.
He is gonna continue to be a problem as well. But yeah,
He's
France.
already got more goals than most of these people that have been playing on the selection for France or even Argentina. Like, I think he has more goals than Messi for Argentina.
No, they're tied. 5-5.
5-5?
Yeah, for this World Cup for the Golden Boot, 5-5.
Oh, okay.
And whoever wins the match, considering if both of them don't score, if Argentina win tomorrow, Argentina take the Golden Boot.
I think
Or Messi.
will it come down to assists because Messi definitely has more assists than Mbappe.
I believe so.
Okay.
No, but they have. I believe the Golden Ball is for assists.
I think
I'll-
that
let me-
is the Golden Ball. No, isn't the Golden Ball the player of the tournament?
Player of the match, right?
No,
Or player of the
the player of the match is that red Budweiser trophy.
Oh, yeah.
The Golden
Yeah,
Ball
correct.
is the player
Golden Ball
is
the player.
MVP of the tournament, and it's probably gonna be somebody on the team,
That
on the
wins.
team that wins it or is in the semifinals, and then Messi should be pretty up there in assists, to be honest with you.
I
at this
think,
World
I
Cup.
think if, yeah.
But
I think
regardless,
Messi takes it regardless.
what I'm saying is, if France is not going to have the same level of emotions, I don't care how much the French players care about it. They're still not going to have the same level of emotion as the Argentinian players are going to have tomorrow, and that's going to get into their heads if it's a penalty shootout, and France might take it. The French might take their second World Cup in a row, or no, they're
A very interesting game.
so.
Top
Yeah.
assists in the World Cup so far, they go to the likes of Bruno Fernandes, who is out of the World Cup, Antoine Griezmann with 3, Harry Kane with 3, Lionel Messi with 3, and Perisic with 3.
How much does Fernandes have? How many?
3.
Oh, 3. Okay.
Yes. So
Yeah,
all,
Messi-
all 5
dude.
players are just named have 3.
Messi could leave with a Budweiser, another Budweiser trophy.
Mhm.
He could leave with the Golden Ball. He will leave with the Golden Ball. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care if he loses if he loses
He
tomorrow.
most likely
I think
will.
he gets the.
They have to give him the Golden Ball.
I think he loses with
refuse-
Budweiser. I think he loses with the Golden Ball. I think he leaves with the Golden Boot, if that's the assist trophy, or if that's what it's called at least. Or he
Golden
leaves,
Boot is most goals.
Okay, he leaves with Golden Ball. Who has the most goals? Well, he at least leaves with the most assists because I don't think Argentina. Messi's tied for 5, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, dude.
Mhm. Well, another thing I guess we can add. A lot of these French players are falling ill right now. They're getting the flu.
Oh yeah, I know.
We might not even see Varane or Konate in the back.
Well, it's obviously not their decision not to play because I promise you that they are fighting to still play. So
Definitely. But yeah, I think even with a sniffle, they'll probably still play.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
if they're
Yeah.
allowed to,
Yeah, if that's the thing.
Yeah, I bet they have to go through some health checks, make sure it's not COVID or whatever, get all the millions of other players.
I'm sure that's already been decided when it got announced that it was the flu. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Oh, definitely.
They most likely already did that COVID confirmation that it's not COVID. But the thing about the flu is it makes you feel you lose strength, like you lose physical
Yeah.
strength. So
It's your ache.
now, do you still start these players, or do you sub them out for players that are 100% fit?
But now you're gonna sub out defense when you can sub out offense if your offense isn't performing,
I'm
right? So
saying
now
not sub
puts
them out.
Deschamps
Start. I mean, like start them. Start different defenders.
Oh, they've got who else do they got on
the French
the
lineup
bench?
right now.
You've got Koundé, you've got
Well, he started,
Konate,
isn't
you've
he?
got Lucas Hernandez. He got injured, so I don't think he's playing. I think Theo Hernandez was actually his replacement. And then you've got
Yeah, I mean, you
um,
had Jordan Vertu, but there's a reason he doesn't. I mean,
Upa Meccano,
he's a center back.
Saliba. You have Saliba.
Defensive line, the amount of reserves they have are just absolutely fantastic,
You
dude.
have Pavard,
Pavard, Koundé, Varane, Hernandez,
Camavinga. Yeah, they've got Disasi.
Mendy, Konate,
Yeah.
Saliba, Upamecano. I mean, dude, these are all world-class players.
I don't see Mendy on this bench. Yeah, I don't see Mendy on here.
Mendy was called up.
He's not on the line, and he's not on the field, and he's not on the bench.
No. Oh, excuse me.
Mendy
It is
plays.
very,
Mendy.
according to an article
Uh
by
huh.
Tribuna.com, November 9th, Ferland Mendy has not been World Cup or called for the World Cup.
Yeah, he plays the same position as Hernandez.
Correct.
Interesting.
I can't believe Tribuna gave me the wrong info.
Interesting.
Lori's saying you're never prepared for a virus. I mean, yeah, what are you gonna do?
That's why I have Avast on my computer.
You have a mask.
Avast.
No,
Oh,
it's antivirus software. So okay, so to bring it all together here, so we can wrap this up. I think we can agree that if Argentina plays a complete game, they beat France tomorrow.
Yes.
I think so.
Do we think that if Argentina doesn't play a 100% complete game, they can still beat France?
Yes.
I think whoever scores the first goal tomorrow wins the game.
Lucas says 1-0, Di Maria 79th minute.
I say 2-1 extra time.
Yeah, I'm gonna be a
Two
little
one
bit.
extra time, Argentina, Alvarez, and you know what? Hell, I think it's fate. Messi's gonna get on the score sheet tomorrow.
I think. Ready for this one? You guys are gonna love this one.
Mamma mia.
You guys are gonna love
Don't
this
make me
one.
walk away.
Mamma mia.
Plus 5
It's
minutes.
7-1.
Plus 5 minutes. Right after the 90. Plus 5 minutes. 93rd minute. Foul outside the box. Messi
No.
free kick
No.
to close the game.
Bro, that was the 2014.
1-0. 1-0.
Just like that.
1-0.
Interesting.
And I could be completely wrong. It could end 7-1.
You just go for the movie shot moments.
Yeah, because then when I hit, when I hit, then it's like,
When you hit it, then it's something.
then I get a bunch of phone calls, right? And everybody's gonna be like, "Oh my god, go to Vegas." I
Oh,
haven't.
this guy's like the 2014 Octopus, bro. Call him. Call him.
It hasn't hit yet. It has never hit yet. But when it does,
When it does.
ready? I told you, 94th minute, Messi free kick. Argentina win 1-0.
Bueno, entonces then 2-1 Argentina, extra time. First two goals are going to come in the 90. Alvarez is going to get an
Hold
assist.
on. Why are you? Now you're reaching, bro. You're saying that there's gonna be 2 goals.
No, 2 goals in the first 90.
Within
One
the
from
90. I thought
France.
you meant after
Yeah.
the 90 in extra
No,
time.
no, no. One from France, one from Argentina. Alvarez is going to get the first one, and then Messi will end it on a pen. It's going to end on a penalty.
I really don't want it to.
Somebody's going to get tripped in the box. Somebody's going to get tripped in the box, and
I don't
Messi's
want it
going
to because then this is what's gonna happen. Oh my gosh, the referee gave him the penalty. Oh my gosh, Messi can't score unless it's from a penalty. Oh my, you know what I mean? I don't want it to end like that because Messi deserves so much more respect.
I think Messi's proved himself at this point with the longest career that he's had. Even if it ends on a penalty, I think it'll be a well worth penalty. You know.
If he wins the Golden Boot, all rebuttals saying, "Oh, it was a penalty," don't count.
And just like you said, the pressure is intense. Even on a penalty, it's still 12. What is it? 12 yards away. There's still pressure. There's still 80,000 people watching you. It's still
Live.
Yeah,
Parents.
80,000
Probably
live. It's probably
watching
like
you.
a billion
Yeah,
people worldwide watching.
billion
Well,
plus.
yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
Messi is in the World Cup final. This is going to be
Twice.
one of the most watched World Cup finals ever. I
Yes.
believe Germany Argentina is the most watched one. This might break.
I'll tell you right now.
This might
We have
break
the
it.
power of Google.
This might break it.
It was like 8 billion. No, not 8 billion. Like maybe 4.
You say half of the world's population stopped whatever they were
FIFA
doing
said
to watch.
the 2018. This comes directly. Sorry, this comes from theathletic.com.
Yeah.
And it says FIFA said the 2018 World Cup held in Russia was held with an accumulative audience of 3.57 billion people.
There
And
you go.
that was
And
France
that,
versus
that didn't even have
Croatia.
Messi. That didn't even have Messi.
That was France
That's
versus
a
Croatia.
little bit under half of the world's population.
Check
Actually,
check 2014.
So,
Check 2014.
I think tomorrow might easily break that.
Well, now especially everybody's watching. Everybody's watching.
Man, could you imagine that, bro?
Yeah.
Playing in the World Cup final with 4 billion people, 3.5 billion people watching, dude. I would miss the penalty. That penalty is going to. That penalty is going para la, bro. You know.
Pintura,
Yeah,
chico.
bro.
Dude, it's gonna end up in Mars far orbit, dude.
Bro, that
They're
thing's gonna
saying
end
Harry
up in Kulo Bay, bro. That thing's gonna end up at Black Point in Kulo Bay.
Bro.
Let me tell you, this statistic is kind of ridiculous. The 2014 FIFA World Cup final had an accumulative audience of only 26 million.
What?
It went 26 million to 3.57
Hold on.
billion.
I was gonna bring up. They can't. They're not able to document how many people went to places to watch it. You know what I mean?
Oh, you're saying like people that go to the pub and stuff like that?
Yeah, they can't document that. That's
Yeah,
why I
please.
believe 3.57 billion. I could believe that
Yeah.
because
I take back my statistic. The website was not a valuable source. I'm now on ESPN.com.
Uh-huh.
And according to FIFA said the 2014 final attracted 1.01 billion viewers.
I could believe
I
that.
feel like
I
that's
can believe that.
That's very believable.
I apologize. Yes.
I can believe that.
I think it's probably even more because you can't account for all the people that are watching
and
at
5
somebody
billion
else's house, and
5 billion.
you're calling 5.
5 billion
You
people. are
think
gonna
over
watch
50% of the world's population is gonna manage to find a source to watch this World
Yes.
Cup final?
it. Yes.
I mean, I don't know if they'll be able to like actually count
Watch
that
it or hear it.
statistic.
Don't forget that still.
Yeah,
the
there's people on the radios.
radio.
My father, till this day, still listens to games on the radio.
Mm-hmm.
Till this day.
Well, I think we're gonna wrap up on that note. Lucas says 5 billion people.
Yeah.
I say 4. Definitely most watched one ever.
Yeah,
But
for
man,
sure.
I really hope he bring.
If
I hate
Argentina
France.
wins,
I hate French soccer. Okay, like I really hope Messi
He
beats
said
them,
it.
dude.
Somebody had to say
I
hate it.
can't. Oh my god, dude. I just gotta
League
let
One,
it.
the Farmers League, bro. Get PSG
I'm
and
trying
all
to
the
be.
Oilers
I'm
out
trying
there
to be
right
a
now.
neutral news opinion source here,
He's getting started here, man.
and I'm just trying to be fair here. But man, I really hope France doesn't win tomorrow.
I can't stand it. I can't stand the idea of them winning back to back.
Well, that's all from me. I want to say thank you again to everybody for 100 views on the first one. That's actually really big. That's huge. 100
Thank
views.
you.
I can't even count
Sick.
that high. So I wasn't able to keep track to how far away we were from 100. But
Dude, there is no 100 soccer jersey. There's only up to 99. We don't do
exactly, and we beat it. So
99 overall on FIFA.
exactly.
100.
Like, share, send it to your mother. Tell her I said hi. You got anything for us, Franco, Lucas?
Just again, thanks Lucas for coming on the show. We really appreciated having you here. This won't be the last time that you hear
you,
from
gentlemen.
Yeah,
Lucas. That's for
he's
sure.
pretty quick with the stats too. I like that.
Super quick.
Always.
I said at the beginning, I was like, Lucas is the most profound speaker I know. I bet you he's gonna have the stats already up.
It's nice. I don't have to manage the recording and look up the stats and do this, and so it's nice to spread the wealth.
I got my little notepad here. I got my,
I have one screen here, one I'm looking at, and I'm at my MacBook to my right. So
Oh, he's
I'm ready,
He
dude.
came prepared.
I'm just on my MacBook. I gotta get it.
You got anything for us, Lucas?
No, I just want to say thank you to you two for having me here. It's been an absolute pleasure. I love talking about balls. So I hope I come back. I hope I come back And I'm really excited for tomorrow. And as the United States coach said, it doesn't matter who you're playing against. As long as you are better that day, you will win.
And that's exactly what
So
they have to do tomorrow.
Yep.
I can't say who's gonna win. I can't say who's gonna lose, but I know I have my hopes on blue, white, and blue. So vamos carajo, we can do this.
Vete
Yeah.
pa' allá, bobo. Bobo, vete pa' allá.
You've seen on Amazon, they have it mugs everywhere now
Vete
that
pa'
say
allá,
it.
mugs.
Yeah, yeah, I want to get one.
All right, guys. You guys have a good one.
I don't.
Looking forward to
Tune
tomorrow.
in. Wait, when's our next episode?
Next episode is gonna be recorded on Monday. I'm gonna try to get this up tonight. So I can start sharing it. People can start listening to what we think before the game tomorrow. But thanks again, guys. Everybody have a good one, and make sure to stay safe tomorrow. Before, after the game, whatever you decide to do, wherever you guys decide to watch it, make sure that you're staying safe, because we need to all be able to experience Messi winning the World Cup. All right, good night, guys. Everybody, have a good one. Bye.